Hey there, and welcome to another interesting segment of the Arena on Aneke TV. I am Aneke. Today we are diving into a topic that affects every young dreamer, every student and future leader out there. That is mentorship. So let's be honest. We know adulting is really hard, and figuring out life, career, or even purpose can be very overwhelming. But what if you had someone who's been here before, someone who's been there before, someone to show you the ropes, help you avoid the pitfalls, and cheer you on? That's what mentorship is all about. Guidance, support, and wisdom passed down. And guess what? You don't have to figure it out alone. So today on Aneke TV, today on the Arena on Aneke TV, I have with me a very special person who is the communications leader Center for Memories. In the studio with me today is Mr. Grant Chidozie Mwachi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Amaka.
It's good to have you on the show.
I think I'm happier.
All right, so let's dive in already. In your own opinion, in your words, what would you say mentorship is?
Okay, I think I like how you put it in the introduction, and it
Okay.
says all the things I would have wanted to say. But then I'm also going to chip in a few words, like the name mentorship. I think it's a relationship, or
Okay.
this time around is a relationship that wants to help the persons in need develop.
Mm,
So it's a relationship between two persons.
okay.
One is an experienced person, and the other
It's
inexperienced
unexperienced.
or less experienced. Let's put it that way.
Mhm.
So the experienced person is a mentor, the other is a mentee. So in this relationship, the mentor tries to help the other one develop.
Okay.
So it could be development in character, in career,
Mhm.
maybe in sports, depending on what the contract is. And most of the time, it's not even a contract. Sometimes it's even passive, and sometimes maybe in recent time you have not contracted a mentor-mentee relationship with someone, but then you still look up to this person, and this person have a way of helping you figure out all the things you may have questions, because as a young person or as an inexperienced person, when you're approaching something new, you might find a kind of cloud, and in that cloud you might be lost. Some people drop it and run away. Some people continue because they have somebody that will go all the way with them,
Okay.
and that is the position of a mentor.
Okay, so we'll talk about you right now. So
Okay.
talking about having a mentor and mentorship all together. Was there someone in your life who truly changed your path through mentorship?
Yeah, I think I'll answer in different ways. There is someone, and then there are some people. Now,
Okay.
because most of the time, um, you don't get to have one person take you on in this journey. So most times a group of persons, or sometimes someone like you mentioned.
Mm.
So personally, I've had um, someone at the onset
Mm-hmm.
take me through my journey.
Okay.
So first in the list, I'll mention a man that did not come to me as a mentor, but he came as a big brother.
Okay.
Like we started the conversation earlier,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it is not defined. Sometimes it could even be your father, or like I said, a big brother. So
Mm.
the person is Dr. Kelechi Eguzo. So most of the time, I used to see him in the church where we go to chapel at Nigeria Christian Hospital. So I liked how he carried himself, and how he did things with grace. I did not approach him, rather he approached me and a couple of other young persons. And one thing I saw him do is, like, he created an opportunity for us to actually grow. So
Okay.
most times you don't go to ask the question, "Oh, I want to be this. I want to." You see somebody reaching out, creating that opportunity. Like if you have done the sciences, you would know what they call a petri dish, where microorganisms are cultured.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Kilichi actually created that petri dish that enhanced my growth and that of other persons in that locality.
Okay. So that's you were in that case you were the mentee.
Yeah.
Now, how about have you ever been in a position where someone walks up to you and tells you, you are my mentor. Have you ever felt that way? Like someone was up to you and say, "You're my mentor. I want to be like you." How did you feel?
Okay, I think people have said that, and I think they say that when maybe they read something you posted on Medium or maybe on your social media, and when they say that, I feel so happy because at the first thought when you wrote that thing, you didn't know it inspired somebody, and then when it did inspire somebody, it's something to be
Proud of.
proud of. So in recent times, people do not even get to meet their mentors in person to even give them a word like you have asked in your question. So most of the time, it is it is um, it is passed through books. It is passed through let's say soft copies of content posted online. So you look at this person often, you like what the person does, like the person speaks to you, the person answers your question, and you may not get to meet that person in a lifetime. So sometimes life has a way of bringing both together, and then you are telling the person for the first time, oh, you are my mentor. I've read
Okay.
this you wrote here. I've read this one. I've watched you do this, and look at what it helped me achieve. So such relationships exist, and for me, it has been through what I've written, but I've not had a direct person-to-person mentorship yet.
Okay, all right. So let's move over to the real life situation about mentorship. Now, what actually makes mentorship relationship thrive, and what makes it fail? Because there are some people who we have their mentors, and at some point they turn out enemies. I've heard cases where mentees become enemies with their mentors. There are cases where the mentorship, everything just decides to fail, and there are some cases where the relationship thrives. So what makes it thrive and what makes it fail?
Well, I think what makes it thrive and what makes it fail will not be cast in stone. Like other relationships that are not about mentorship, there are things that make them fail. There are things that make them succeed. But then one thing I would say is that most times the mentee may not know what he wants or what she wants. Most times it is the mentor that sees the end, that sees what the mentee at the time cannot see. And sometimes it could be as a result of the character of the mentee. Some mentees want to blow quick, quick.
Okay.
Like in recent times, you find out that a lot of people do not even want to be mentored. They want to, okay, this content writing is paying now. People are making money in social media now. Oh, let me get a phone and start posting content. Like they don't really want to have that patience. So most times, I think patience is one of the things that make such relationship fail, because somebody wants to have a shortcut. Somebody wants to make the journey easier, and then at the expense of that, you are causing harm of the lessons you would have taken along the way if you had grown organically. So most times, some mentors are strict disciplinarians. So no matter what you want to do, you cannot bend them. And then for them to maybe make way for you because of your patience, you find it very uneasy, because themselves, they want the best for you, and they need you to take all the time to get the lessons and then thrive later on. So patience is actually one of the things that make such relationships fail, and I think I blame it on the mentees most of the times. So another reason why I may say mentorship relationships fail um, could also be as a result of the mentor not being steady. People are very occupied these times. You may want something from somebody who maybe this person knows the road. He should show you the road. But then at the end of the day, the person is overtaken by events. He even needs more time for himself, and we see that a lot. So it is just left for the mentee to run along, and sometimes it's frustrating. You are not getting what you want, and maybe running along itself is not very easy. And also, there is selfishness most times. Some people do not want to mentor another. Some people have attained world class. Some other person showed them the role, and then it is now left for them to give back that kind of experience to other people, and you don't see them do that. So sometimes they seize the information. They want to tell you a little and save the best, maybe you actually see this man, he doesn't want you to grow. Sometimes mentee find that hard, but then most often you don't find mentors that are like that. You always find it on the aspect of the mentees not having the patience to grow than the mentors being selfish. But both of them can happen and cause hardship on the growth of such relationship.
All right. So, a lot of people see mentorship. A lot of people think mentorship just has to do with career goals, right? So, my question now is, can it help in healing or personal development beyond just this is my career path and I need a mentor to guide me through? Is it just about the career path, or or you can get yourself a mentor who helps in healing past trauma, or probably you have this there's a particular personality you want to have. Okay, so it can mentorship also play a role in those in that part?
I think mentorship plays a role in almost everything.
Okay.
So I don't think we can get actually one individual that embodies everything a younger individual or a less experienced individual would want.
Okay.
So sometimes you might see somebody that embodies all the things you want in football, and maybe when it comes to accounting or being a better father, you don't go to that person to seek such insights. So people can be different things for different people. And I even advise that young people to seek people in this compartment. So, okay, I want this in this area for my career. Okay, I go ahead and seek this. I want so person to help me heal in this. Or I may want to find a psychologist that will help do that better. But then along the line, somehow, if you're building a career, I don't see why someone can just go or excel through that career without having those roadblocks, maybe from previous traumas coming up. You always find that, and most times the mentors are good enough to also provide that healing, because that healing must pop up. Because as a result of a past trauma, you would find somebody not doing what he or she is supposed to do well. So if you are careful enough as a mentor to understudy who you are mentoring or who your mentee is, you will find out that you will ask questions. And when you find it's a deal breaker for you, because when you are able to help the person heal, it now becomes the genesis of his excellence in the particular thing you are mentoring the person for. But then, like I said earlier, it is important to seek out mentorship in different compartments of your life.
Okay.
So somebody can be better in giving me this advice, can be better in mentoring me in my career and not in character development.
Okay.
Because some people's character will not be really worth it for you to look up to. But then you see something that person has that can help your career and not character. So you seek that thing he has in the career and allow him grow you. And then for character development, which is also very important for an individual's career success, you can seek that out elsewhere. So you find that people may announce different people as their mentors. Okay. Oh, this is my mentor. The same person comes another day and they, oh, this is also my mentor. So to telling you that there are different things this person has sought from these individuals.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll go on a short break. It will not go anywhere. It's still the arena on Aneke TV with Amakaniji, and with me in the studio is Mr. Grant Chidosi Mwachi, who is a communications lead, Center for Memories. We'll be back.
Welcome to Aneke TV, the heartbeat of culture, truth, and innovation. From breaking news to inspiring documentaries, from grassroots traditions, mysteries of life to global perspectives, we'll tell your stories. We amplify your voice and your vision. With every screen we light up, we connect, inform, and empower. It's more than a television. This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
It's still the arena on Aneke TV with Amakaniji, and with me in the studio today is Mr. Grant Chidosi Mwachi, who is a communications lead, Center for Memories right here in Enugu State. And today is one of those days we discuss something very important. Today's one of those days we discuss something really important. Yeah, and the topic for today is mentorship. So moving over to you, Mr. Mwachi. Uh, do you think social media has changed how mentorship works today? Because looking at social media, there are too many things, too many characters, I would say, right? I was scrolling through social media today, and I saw one of those characters, and someone just wrote under the comments, my mentor. I was like, can this type of person be your mentor after saying something like this? So it just, I was like, okay, I think I'll talk about this later. Then here you are talking about mentorship. So do you think social media has changed how mentorship works today? Do you think it's for the better, or do you think it's for worse?
Well, if you ask me anything about social media, I will tell you that it's always for the better. Because relating it back to the subject of our discussion, you found that social media has actually enhanced how mentorship works.
Definitely.
So you find somebody, let's say, earlier in my life, I used to listen to a TV show where I used to see a man, Obo, Awoke, Obo. So I've not even imagined how I would meet him in person for the first time. But then with the social media, I can send Obo a message, and Obo replies to me. Then other people who are enthusiastic about Obo, Awoke, can also send the same message, and later Obo will also add us to a maybe a broadcast list where he now offers direct mentorship, which we may not get through the TV.
Okay.
So I think the social media is doing a great job relating people to their mentors. So from what you're saying, you don't know what that person wants, and if that person wants something from that person he saw on social media, then that person can receive the mentorship directly without not so many restrictions.
Okay.
So I actually look at social media as an enhancer. Although there are challenges here and there because of the multiplicity of information.
Yes.
Like people have to read many things. Like somehow you even argue that you actually know what you want from your mentor. Because at 1 minute somebody is fanning a physician, the other minute is a musician, the other minute is a footballer. Like people now like have a lot of things to choose from, and most of the times you see these young people not choose a particular person. So you don't have that in-depth mentorship, like, okay, I want to do this. I want this person to help me align my career, around my vision, my dreams. So you don't get to have that one-to-one membership. You are here, you are there, you're with another person, and then that kind of relationship might not really work out the purpose it should. So it now goes beyond social media. It now goes to the individual, to the discipline on how you make choices of things you want than just to flow with the many on the social media.
Okay, earlier we talked about what causes mentorship relationships to fail and to thrive, and you said patience is one of those that causes those relationships to fail. Now, we're looking at a fast-paced world. Everybody wants to get there as quick as possible. Nobody wants to go through the process and stuff. So what role can mentorship play in helping young people navigate today's fast-paced world? How can being mentored help them so they don't get to run faster than themselves? Because that's what I would call it.
All right, I think this is a hard one because most of the young people, I'm talking about young people, I'm also including myself.
Of course.
Most of the young people want to run fast. So the question is rather how to stop somebody who is already running.
Running too fast. Exactly.
Make
Slow
the person
down.
calm down, like you say.
Thank you.
Slow down. So I think is a difficult work for most mentors recently. Because even like myself, I also have that rush somehow in different things.
Okay.
But then one thing is sure, that people must understand the process, must understand that this is a transfer of knowledge, so that you don't become world class, and then when you are presenting, you now look half big. And then sometimes you see somebody who have gone through the process, then the person is now at the top. Look at that person, you will see all the attributes, all the ethics being reflected in his or her charisma, the way you carry yourself. Like you see it all that, I know, oh, this person have gone through the process. You even see it in the performance, like you see persons dig out more better performances than somebody who is just rushly cooked. So little wonder why, if you look at most of these Islamic states, before somebody presents as their leader, you find out that this person has gone through a lot of knowledge transfer. This person knows why this is an enemy nation, or why we should uphold such values, why we should say no to this. So I think both the intending mentees and then mentors of now should understand how these young ones operate. I will not even advise them to follow them as they are rushing, but then find a way to make them understand what the process is. And most of the time, it's not just about the mentor, because mentorship have been translated into different types. So some are offering direct mentorship, some are hoping on institutions to give that mentorship, like institutions like the church, the schools. So I think it is also in the hands of such institutions to help young men understand that, eboyo sorrow, no yoku ge, even though they may not want to hear it at the time. But then with time, somebody grows and then understands why you should not even be a rush thing. There are some things I see now in my own personal life. I pick up the phone and call my father. I'm telling him that, no, now I understand what you said 5 years ago or 7 years ago, because most of the times, at the point an experienced person is telling you something, most times you don't understand, or you feel like you understand, or maybe because you respect that person, you just calm down for that moment. But inside you don't understand. It takes some time for you to appreciate that knowledge that person had passed. So most young people are built like that. So that is why they are young, because their blood, their energy, they have enthusiasm to do a lot of things at the same time. But it is also at that point that those energies need to be harnessed and streamlined into the right things.
Okay, so let's take you for example. We know you've gone through mentorship before, right? Now tell us that biggest thing, that biggest lesson you learned from your mentor, and how you were able to apply it in your life.
Okay, so I mentioned one of my mentors earlier, Dr. Kelechi Ezeagu. So at the time, Dr. Kelechi Ezeagu found me. Let me use found me when I was just a schoolboy. So he created opportunities for me to go. So I didn't know that in future he would later be my employer. So while I was working with him, I did not appreciate all the things he did for me. So my eyes was on the money, like every other young person. Like I wanted to know, what will I get out of this. So I'm working. My friends out there are working too. But then I did not remember that I did not even apply for the job I was doing. He took me by the one hand. He gave me a position, and then he was also guiding me through it, because I wasn't the most qualified for it. So years later, like when I left the job, I now call, when I discuss with him, I say, doc, thank you for so thing we did the other time, because I see those learnings come true for me. He was actually suffering at the time we were doing it. So we look at him as someone that allow us stay more time on the job, and then you work like an elephant, you eat like an ant. But at the time he was doing that, he gave us that opportunity. We were seeing in our parents' houses. We didn't apply for it. We didn't even need a job at the time. But then he gave us that opportunity. So I found out something, that almost all the CVs, all the places I had to talk about my experiences, I had to mention all those experiences he gave me first. And he gave me that experience on the platter of gold.
Without paying for it.
I did not pay for it. So at the time, my mind was, the take home pay, which was nothing to write home about.
Wow.
And most time it was delayed. But then I now understand that those experiences are worth more than anything he could have paid me. And I also want to tell other young people that they should give thumbs up to their first employers, their first mentors, because they actually helped build them. Like, they gave them the platform to excel. And that is what I have to say for Dr. Kelechi Ezeagu.
Okay. All right. So let's take more questions, because our time is almost up. So what advice would you give to someone who is afraid of meeting someone they admire for mentorship? They will see their mentor and they're like, I like this person. I really want to be like this person, but I'm scared. How do I do this? So what advice would you give to those young people who are scared of walking up to their mentor to ask for mentorship?
Okay, so before I advise people who want to work out, I will first give the advice to the mentors themselves. So I would like mentors who live in these social media times to provide such opportunities. So I think in recent times you hear about masterclass, you hear about virtual webinars,
Yes.
where people provide opportunities for other people, other inexperienced people, other people who are also climbing the same stairs in their careers to meet with them. So I advise that the mentors themselves, because of the time we are in, should make that create that opportunity. So let's say you're a social media influencer, and then you talk about accountancy. So when at the tail of your post, always drop a link where people can follow for one-on-one mentorship, because you wouldn't know who is watching. And I think a lot of them do it. A lot of people who are well placed, I think they do it. And I think people even come through to do it now in form of foundations. You hear about what Barack Obama set up, and what even our own Tony Elumelu Foundation. So I think it's a platform where young entrepreneurs are modeled to become like the Tony Elumelu, who is already a success that they look towards to. So I think the burden should be first on the mentors to provide such platform, like to reach out. Okay, I'm a beneficiary of the society. Like you see most parents talk about, oh, during my time, nobody told me this. During my time. So why are they telling us, the children? Because when it happened to them, they didn't find it all rosy. And then they want to provide a better opportunity for their children or people who are coming after them to grow. So I think first is the responsibility of people who are eligible mentors. And then also for young people, I think most young people around may not really be courageous enough. So you might be very skilled at different things. But I think among all your virtues or your skills, I think the most important of them should be courage. So you may have good communication skill, you might be going well in your particular career or skill, but then you don't have that courage to show up with it. You don't have that courage to meet other people who are in the same line with you. So I think courage is the first virtue they should have. Courage to walk up to somebody, and then I think the worst thing somebody you walk up to can tell you is no.
No.
So if you just zero it in your mind, okay, I'm going to ask this person for something.
Yes.
It's either a yes or a no. Because if you wanted a yes, you would have gone with a gun and maybe compel the person to do it. But you know that the person could say no.
Yes,
the
of
person
course.
So
Yes.
just have that courage to go ask first, and then the courage to also accept no for an answer. And I bet you that not everybody will tell you no. Somebody might pick interest in what you do, because it's important that mentors understand what those who they are mentoring wants to achieve. In fact, they need to see that person's journey beyond what that person sees for him or herself. So the responsibility is actually a shared one, but I will bequeath more burden on the mentors to provide that platform.
Okay, and that was quite an interesting one. Mentorship really is a cheat code we didn't know we needed, of course. So big thanks to our guests. Thank you so much, Mr. Chidozie Mwachi. I hope I got that correctly, Chidozie Mwachi. Yeah, who's the communications lead, Center for Excellence right here in Enugu State. And thank you so much for also keeping it real and reminding us that growth doesn't happen alone. Whether you're 16 or you are 60, there's always someone you can learn from and someone who can learn from you. So here's the challenge. Find your mentor, be a mentor, and pass it on. Thank you so much for being here with us on the Arena on Aneke TV. My name is Amaka Nichi.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.